When a friend called Kelis to tell her Beyonce's new album included a sample of the song Milkshake, she immediately stormed social media to go off on Beyonce hours before the album dropped, calling her a thief with no integrity and creating a media storm of hate. Meanwhile, Beyonce said nothing. So here are the facts. Beyonce stole nothing. The truth is, Kelis does not own any rights to Milkshake. The Neptunes do. So her accusations have no legal ground. Kelis only gets paid when she performs the song, and sadly, she doesn't perform as much anymore. Now, here's what Beyonce did do. Instead of sampling Milkshake, she created an interpolation of it, making it something brand new, and then gave Kelis album credit, even though she had not contributed to the song. Do you even understand the magnitude of what Beyonce did? That's like someone placing you in their will and giving you a lifetime source of income for generations to come simply by writing your name down. Sadly, Kelis was gaslit, and her feelings were arguably, maybe not, misguided. She didn't see that Beyonce was doing her a solid by giving her lifetime ownership credit in reference to a song that was arguably her biggest hit ever, but she never got paid dividends from it. Because Pharrell and the Neptunes low-key were trifling. So guess what? Now she never will. Beyonce broke her silence, and after being attacked due to Kelis's lack of emotional intelligence, Beyonce ordered that Kelis's credit be immediately removed from the album and that the Milkshake interpolation be cut out of the song Energy. Now, Kelis is back at square one. This post isn't really about money, okay? It's about energy. The enemy used a friend to sow discord to ultimately con Kelis and her children out of a lifetime source of income, all because of her feelings. The Milkshake ownership has long been a tough spot for Kelis, a thorn in her side. And trust me, I get it. Like I said, Pharrell, okay, though I love Pharrell and the Neptunes and what they have created, they were bugging and they were wrong for the contract they handed to Kelis. She was much younger than Pharrell and his counterparts were at the time. I don't think that was right, and I don't think that was fair. And I want to make that clear right now. Kelis has experienced a lot of pain in her career, but I truly believe Beyonce was trying to remove that thorn and help her heal. Kelis's response was a result of unhealed and misdirect pain that a so-called friend weaponized. A pain that friend was aware of. So what if the energy of that call between Kelis and her friend would have been different? What if that friend delivered it as good news and encouraged Kelis to see the big picture? What if? Real friends are supposed to give you a soft space to land. They're supposed to help you see the light. I truly believe Beyonce was trying to right histories wrong. Beyonce was paying homage to Kelis, literally and figuratively, but sadly Kelis couldn't see that because she was still looking through the lens of her past pain. Now listen to me, with the wrong energy around you, you can end up cursing the very people God sent to bless you. Watch the energy you keep. Now this is a message shared by Gossip Girl XOXO on her community tab here on YouTube. If you are not subscribed to Gossip Girl XOXO, go run and subscribe to their channel right now. Okay. I wanted to read that all out to you to get your gears turning, to get you thinking. Here are my thoughts on this post, and also here are my general thoughts about this entire Kelis and Beyonce, Pharrell and the Neptunes, whatever they over there, situation. Okay? Kelis, Beyonce, and how we heal. I must say that when I first saw Kelis's response to being notified that the milkshake drums, and perhaps vocals. I don't know. I only got to hear the song like one time while it was still on there. So but when I first saw Kelis's response, I wasn't upset with her. I wasn't angry with her. I was on her side, but I was on her side in this way. Again, Pharrell and the Neptunes, according to Kelis, allegedly gave her a contract that was bad. It was a bamboozlement. She was swindled and bamboozled. She was hoodwinked, essentially, out of all of her rights and ownership to her music. Now, I know I've seen some people talk about, well, if Pharrell came up with the beat and and like, I understand all of that, but at the end of the day, those songs that Kelis sang on, although produced by Pharrell, would have never been what they are today if it hadn't been for Kelis's voice on the song, right? So we need to give her the respect and honor there. Kelis, for a long time, has been subjected to a lot of bad behavior from men in the industry and also from women in the industry. And I like Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I do consider myself a part of the Bayhive. I do agree with this post from Gossip Girl XOXO here on YouTube. I do agree that Beyonce was attempting to right that wrong that Pharrell and his counterparts committed against Kelis. I do, because at the end of the day, Beyonce did put Kelis's name on that album. Beyonce gave Kelis credit. Kelis was gonna make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kelis was gonna get paid. She was getting credit. But what really struck me about this post, because this post is saying everything I was feeling, but the added layer onto it was, yes, what if the energy around that phone call with her friend had been different? And it does make you think about how people come to you with information that they've been given about your work, right? Because yes, Kelis has every right. Kelis has every right. I feel Kelis has every right to feel blindsided, right, with that song. Any part of it, any little part. I don't care if it's the drum she didn't play. I don't care. It's her song. Shut up. Like, she does have a right to feel blindsided. Like, well, dang, y'all. Somebody could have told me Milkshake was going to be on there. I would have like, she could have did a little cute little shutting on the Instagrams and drove up the traffic and helped herself get a little more cha-ching on that check. So I do say, and I do agree that Kelis absolutely deserves to express herself and her emotions around it. She absolutely should feel blindsided. I mean, nobody told her, I feel like somebody would have told her. But with all that being said, the conversation that she had between herself and her friend obviously influenced her response to it. And it does make you think, like, well, dang, if the friend who had called Kelis had been like, oh, girl, yo, Beyonce just used Milkshake on her album. That's crazy, girl. That's amazing. Like, it's been a minute since Milkshake has been bumping like that. That's so dope. You should go, like, say something on Instagram. You should, like, go dance to it and, like, tell everybody, listen to that's so dope. Like, oh, my God. Or maybe your team get it, like, da-da-da-da. And, if Kelis had responded on the phone to her friend, like, what? No, expressed those feelings being blindsided, how would her response have been if her friend had been like, yo, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. But listen, this is Beyonce, like, this is Beyonce. This is a major stage you're being put on right now. And of course, everything you've done before as an innovator, baby girl, we know that. We know that there will be some looks that none of us would dare do, okay, if it wasn't for Kelis. Y'all love to talk about the Cassie haircut, the Rihanna haircut with the shaving of the head. Baby girl, Kelis had Ben did that. Ben did it. Ben made it a thing. Everybody called her weird. And then, like, 2 years later, here come on, like, stop that. You know what I'm saying? So, stop. But, and I'm a Harlem girl. Let me say that right now. Kelis is a Harlem girl, and so am I. So I stand by her. Like, I stand by how Kelis felt in the moment. I do. But I didn't think about that. That was a part of it. That was a layer of it I didn't think about. I was like, oh, damn. Someone definitely did call her. And whatever the energy it was they were giving her on the phone, obviously influenced her and her response. And this is something that people never really talked about. Like Beyonce literally made something new with that song and gave Kelis album credit. Beyonce said, I know how y'all treated Shorty was wrong and disrespectful, quite honestly. It wasn't cool. There's really no way for me, Beyonce, right? There's no way for me to go back and change that. That's something that Pharrell and the Neptunes and that whole team there would have to really seriously rectify. But until they do that, Beyonce said, but you know what I can do? Because I do know Kelis was a part of this song. I know Kelis was an integral part of this song. For all we know, Kelis could have really came up with the drum line. For all we know. We don't know. We weren't there. We weren't in the studio, right? So Beyonce said, what I can do, though, is use this song that I know Kelis is on and still give her album credit and make sure she gets paid for it. That's what I can do. That's what I can do. That's what I can do as Beyonce, because I like the song and I like Kelis and I like the music and it's working for my song. So that's what I can do. Because in a lot of the conversations around this, people haven't really gotten into that part of it. Like, it wasn't like Beyonce just like ripped the voice, right? She didn't use Kelis's audio. She didn't use Kelis's voice. She used the instrumentals, the beat, the track itself. But it's still Milkshake. And we all know Milkshake because of who? Kelis. That's why you know Milkshake. Stop it. Y'all can say, Pharrell, you know, my milkshake bringing a mind to the young and like, it's better. That's what you know. You don't know the beat. You don't know what drums and snares were used. You don't know that. You don't know that. You do know Kelis, though. You do know Kelis's voice. You recognize that, right? So Beyonce said, that's what I could do. I can give Kelis album credit, and I can make sure she gets paid for forever for being on the album. That's what I can do. You know, so it's an interesting situation. I think it's a really... it's an interesting thing to watch play out. What I will say is Beyonce removing the interpolation of Milkshake and Beyonce removing Kelis's album credit to Kelis is solidarity. And at the end of the day, I don't think any of us are allowed, truthfully, to say what Kelis should have done. If Kelis feels like the way that Beyonce can show up for her and support her is by removing the interpolation and by taking her name off the album credit, then that is what she sees as her justice in this situation and for this scenario. But in the future, though, wishful thinking. I would love to see Kelis and Beyonce hop on a track together, you know, putting that out there in the universe, because I do think Kelis's follow-up statements thereafter weren't like bad. Like, she doesn't really have, like, come on, y'all, let's be honest. Her anger isn't really with Beyonce. Like, the anger is with the fact that to this day, right, men who she feels bamboozled her out of her ownership and her rights still get to profit, right? And she doesn't. And it's not fair because she was an integral part to making all of that music as popular as it was. So I do hope that Kelis really gets her flowers. I know that she's in a different phase of her life, and I know that she does different things now, and we also know that Kelis, the forefront of what she does now is not her singing and not her performing. That I get, like, right? That we know. But what I do really hope to see, though, is a coming together of these women. Like, at some point, I really do want to see a coming together of these women. I think it will be great to see them come together on a project and do something. Because I think that really would be the ultimate, like, sisterhood, you know, and solidarity. Like, okay, girl, you right. That was a faux pas. You definitely should have been, you know, notified and alerted. You know, it could have been done, whatever. Fine, you know, business is business, whatever. Beyonce adhered to what Kelis asked for, and Kelis took that as support and sisterhood, and that I do think was beautiful to see between two Black women. I do think it was important. I think regardless of how you feel about it, I do think it was important that Beyonce said, okay, Kelis wants me to not only remove this, but also take off her credit. That's fine. And I think privately, because we're not all, I think privately other things are going to be done as well to make sure Kelis really knows that, like, she is truly supported and loved when it comes to Beyonce. I thought that was interesting to share with you all, so I wanted to share that with you all. Please drop your thoughts and opinions down below. And remember that Kelis can feel however she wants to feel because it's her song. I don't care what y'all say about the beat and the Pharrell. It's Kelis's song, and you know that. We all know that. Thank you. Okay.